You may be carrying a quiet sense of confusion that has followed you for years. You look at your hands, at the lines, the markings, the patterns, and feel an unexplainable familiarity, as if something important is trying to speak through you. Yet everything you have been taught tells you to dismiss that feeling. Modern thinking calls these lines random, biological accidents, meaningless creases formed by motion and age. This dismissal creates an inner conflict. Part of you senses that your life holds a deeper design, while another part wonders why that knowing has never been validated or explained. That tension between intuition and conditioning can leave you questioning whether what you feel is imagination or something far more ancient. In today's video, we will uncover a forgotten perspective that predates modern skepticism. Long before palm lines were reduced to coincidence, the ancient seer Nostradamus understood the human hand as a living map of the heavens, an animated record of the soul's journey, trials, and destiny. We will explore why some of his most personal revelations were not written in the stars or hidden in prophecies of empires and falling worlds, but etched into the human body itself. You will learn how the hand was once seen as a sacred document, a bridge between cosmic order and human experience, and why certain markings awaken a sense of recognition rather than surprise. By the end of this video, you will no longer look at your hands the same way. What once seemed ordinary may begin to feel intentional. What once felt like a vague intuition may take shape as remembrance. This is not about predicting fortune or chasing mysticism. It is about understanding why something ancient stirs when you look at yourself, why the body can carry memory beyond the mind. If you have ever felt that your life follows a pattern you did not consciously choose, this video will help you reconnect with that truth. Stay with us until the end, because what you are about to rediscover is not new knowledge. It is something you already know, waiting to be remembered. If you feel these things resonate with you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on in-depth content about the soul map, intuition, and ancient memories within each person. Each video is a piece of the puzzle that helps you understand yourself better. And now, let's delve into the story where prophecies are no longer in the distant sky, but are quietly present right in your hands. Section 1. The palm as a map of the soul. Nostradamus understood that some individuals enter this world carrying marks that are not warnings of misfortune, but confirmations of destiny. These markings were never meant to predict shallow luck or temporary success, nor are they random creases formed by chance. They are precise indicators of a deeper alignment, signals of cosmic favor impressed upon the human form at birth. To him, the hand was not merely flesh and bone, but a living record, a silent manuscript written before conscious memory begins. What appears ordinary to the untrained eye conceals an intelligence far older than modern skepticism is willing to admit. The everyday world may scoff at such knowledge, reducing the palm to nothing more than skin shaped by habit and motion. It may label this wisdom as superstition or fantasy, dismissing it because it cannot be weighed, measured, or replicated in a laboratory. Yet doubt has never been capable of erasing truth. Skepticism does not invalidate what exists beyond its reach. These markings were never meant to be argued, proven, or defended. They do not seek approval, nor do they require belief to function. They exist independently of opinion, quietly doing what they were always meant to do, signal a deeper design. The symbols themselves carry weight because they are intentional. The X, the M, the star, and the triangle are not accidents of biology or coincidence of movement. They are signatures, energetic imprints, carried from the moment of birth, and perhaps from long before. Each mark represents a specific resonance, an identity encoded into the individual's path. They speak not of superiority, but of responsibility, not of prediction, but of remembrance. To carry such markings is not to be chosen above others, but to be tasked with awareness, perception, and alignment. These signs do not announce themselves loudly. They wait. They reveal their meaning only when the individual is ready to recognize them, often awakening a quiet sense of familiarity rather than surprise. There is no need for external validation, no requirement that the world understand or agree. The palm does not argue its truth, it simply holds it. And for those meant to read it, the message has always been there, patient, precise, and unchanged. Before we move forward, pause for a moment and let what you've just heard settle. If this perspective stirred recognition, curiosity, or even quiet resistance within you, that response matters. It is part of the conversation between awareness and remembrance. Take a breath. Reflect on what your own hands may have been carrying silently all along, and notice what feels familiar rather than what needs to be proven. If this resonates, support the journey by liking this video and share your reflections in the comments so others can recognize they are not alone in this discovery. Or, if words feel unnecessary right now, simply type, "I remember who I am," as an affirmation of alignment before we step into the next layer of this exploration. Section 2. The Mystic Cross and the Burden of Leadership. The mystic cross, the subtle X formed between the heart line and the headline, is regarded as one of the rarest and most potent markings in chiromancy. It is not an accidental intersection, nor a busy cluster of overlapping lines. It stands alone, distinct and self-contained, as though deliberately placed. This mark functions as a sigil of spiritual authority intertwined with real-world responsibility, signaling a soul that carries both inner vision and outer obligation. Those who bear the mystic cross are rarely perceived clearly by others. Their depth is often mistaken for emotional intensity. Their sharp perception is misread as superiority. Their grounded calm is labeled detachment or aloofness. Because they do not move through life superficially, they are frequently judged by those who do. What appears to be distance is usually discernment. What looks like certainty is often the result of having seen too much, too early. Yet the X is far more than a symbol to be interpreted, it is a spiritual lifeline. It points to a life shaped by challenge, not because of bad fortune, but because the soul deliberately chose a path of accelerated growth and expanded influence. This mark suggests a consciousness that did not come to observe from the sidelines, but to engage, confront, and transform. Difficulty follows these individuals not as punishment, but as training. The mystic cross belongs to natural leaders, ancient souls, and guarded warriors. These are individuals who experience life with intensity, who wrestle with its contradictions, and who refuse to remain unchanged by what they endure. They struggle, not to suffer, but to understand. They learn, not for personal gain alone, but so their insight may one day serve others. Over time, their experiences refine them into quiet authorities, people whose presence carries weight even when they speak little. To carry the mystic cross is to shoulder an invisible burden. Leadership, for these souls, is not a role they seek, but a gravity they cannot escape. Life repeatedly places them in positions where their clarity, strength, or resilience is required. And through this ongoing refinement, they do not merely move through the world, they shape it. Section 3. Storms, Integrity, and the Shield of Heaven. Nostradamus never portrayed the bearers of the X as souls destined for ease or comfort. In his visions, these individuals do not move along quiet paths or live sheltered lives. Instead, they are consistently positioned at the very center of upheaval, personal crises, societal collapse, moral decay, and moments when collective direction is lost. Yet this placement was never a sentence of suffering. It was a declaration of strength. What he foresaw was not ruin, but triumph forged through pressure. The storms surrounding these individuals are not punishments, they are initiations. Where others seek safety or retreat, X-bearers are called forward. They become anchors in chaos, standing firm when structures fail and illusions dissolve. Their presence alone stabilizes environments that would otherwise fracture. This is not because they dominate or overpower, but because they operate from a depth of integrity that cannot be shaken. Their authority does not come from title, position, or force. It comes from an internal alignment so precise that it commands trust without demand. Nostradamus described the X as a shield of heaven, not armor that prevents hardship, but protection that ensures survival through it. Challenges do not stop these souls. They refine them. Every obstacle sharpens perception, strengthens discernment, and deepens moral clarity. While others are broken by pressure, X-bearers are tempered by it. Fire does not consume them. It reveals their structure. Their fortune is often misunderstood. It is not sudden wealth, external reward, or effortless success. Their luck is endurance with meaning. They survive where others fall, not by chance, but by design. Each trial becomes a chapter of wisdom, each storm a testament to resilience. They do not escape difficulty, they move through it with purpose intact. Ultimately, their true wealth is not what they accumulate, but what they leave behind. Legacy is their currency. They are remembered not merely as individuals, but as forces felt in the lives they changed, studied for the paths they carved, and sensed long after their physical presence has faded. Long after the storm passes, their imprint remains, steady and undeniable, like a structure that still stands when everything else has washed away. Section 4. The letter M and the alchemy of fortune. The letter M emerges on the palm only when the major lines, life, head, heart, and fate converge in a rare and precise harmony. It is not a mark that can be forced or vaguely interpreted. It forms clearly, decisively, and unmistakably. In the language of palmistry, this alignment is regarded as one of the most fortunate omens a hand can carry, not because it promises ease, but because it signifies mastery. Where many hands reveal fragmentation or imbalance, the M reveals coherence, an inner order that reflects a life capable of meaningful creation. At its core, the M represents equilibrium between intellect, emotion, vitality, and instinct. Those who bear it are not ruled by impulse, nor are they paralyzed by overthinking. They feel deeply without losing clarity, think sharply without losing compassion, and act decisively without betraying their inner values. This balance forms an internal compass that rarely falters. Even in uncertainty, these individuals sense direction. Even in chaos, they recognize opportunity. Their decisions are not random reactions to circumstance, but calibrated responses informed by both reason and intuition. Because of this inner alignment, bearers of the M are not dependent on chance. Fortune does not happen to them. It moves through them. They do not wait for ideal conditions or external permission to act. Instead, they recognize patterns, anticipate outcomes, and step forward at precisely the right moment. What appears as luck to others is, in truth, the result of perception sharpened by integration, the ability to read situations holistically and respond with timing, confidence, and resolve. It is no coincidence that this mark is frequently found on the hands of entrepreneurs, writers, leaders, visionaries, and investors. These are individuals whose success depends not on raw talent alone, but on synthesis, the capacity to unite logic with emotion, strategy with intuition, imagination with execution. They can translate insight into structure, feeling into message, and vision into action. Their achievements are rarely accidental. They are constructed through awareness, discipline, and the courage to trust their inner navigation system. Ultimately, the letter M is not merely a symbol of fortune, it is an emblem of alchemy. It reflects the rare ability to transform inner resources into tangible results, to convert understanding into momentum, and to shape reality rather than wait for it to change. Those who carry this mark do not chase success as something external. They embody it quietly, consistently, and with a depth that leaves a lasting imprint on whatever they choose to build. Before we move forward, pause for a moment and let this sink in. The letter M is not something to admire from a distance. It invites reflection. Consider your own hands, your own life patterns, and the way opportunity seems to meet you when you are aligned with yourself. Ask yourself whether your choices come from reaction or from an inner coherence that quietly guides you. This is not about comparison or prediction, but recognition. If this section resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. What did it awaken or clarify for you? And if you feel called to anchor this awareness, simply type, "I trust my inner compass," below. Let this be a moment of acknowledgement before we move into the next layer of meaning together. Section 5. The Star and Sudden Radiance. The star mark stands apart from every other sign in the palm because it does not unfold slowly or announce itself over time. It arrives without warning, unmistakable and intense. Where other markings suggest gradual development, endurance, or long cycles of growth, the star signifies immediacy. Its appearance signals a moment when life accelerates, when circumstances shift so rapidly that the before and after feel like two different realities. This is not the mark of slow accumulation, it is the mark of sudden illumination. Formed as a radiant cluster of intersecting lines, the star concentrates energy rather than dispersing it. It represents focused fortune power gathered into a single point and released with precision. Its meaning is refined by where it appears on the hand. When found on the Mount of Jupiter, it speaks of leadership that emerges decisively, often placing the individual in positions of authority or influence almost overnight. On the Mount of Apollo, the star reflects visibility, recognition, and creative or public success, fame not chased but bestowed. On Venus, its expression turns toward love and emotional fulfillment, bringing profound connection, devotion, or a defining relationship that alters the course of the heart. What unites all star marks, regardless of placement, is their timing. The star does not reward comfort, it responds to readiness. It brings moments that change life instantly. Recognition after years of being unseen, opportunity after prolonged struggle, validation after silence. These moments feel less like luck and more like alignment, as if personal energy finally meets a current already moving toward it. When the star activates, resistance dissolves, doors open, momentum replaces effort. Nostradamus describes star marks as pinholes in the veil, precise openings where divine radiance enters the material world. Through these openings, fate moves swiftly and decisively. Yet this light is rarely given without preparation. The period before the star's activation is often quiet, demanding, and misunderstood. It may feel like waiting without reassurance, labor without acknowledgement, or endurance without reward. This is not delay, it is construction. The universe does not release radiance into an unprepared form. It builds the vessel first, strengthens it through testing, and ensures it can hold what is coming. When the star finally reveals itself, it does not simply bring fortune, it confirms readiness. It marks the instant when inner capacity and universal timing lock together. Sudden radiance is not random. It is earned through unseen discipline, silent refinement, and the courage to persist when nothing yet shines. Section 6. The Triangle and the Armor of Wisdom. While the star speaks of sudden ignition and explosive turns of fate, the triangle reveals a very different kind of blessing, one that is quiet, protected, and enduring. This mark does not arrive as a flash of fortune, but as a steady architecture of intelligence and inner defense. It symbolizes cultivated intellect, psychic resilience, and a form of wisdom that functions like armor rather than spectacle. Where the star changes circumstances overnight, the triangle ensures that whatever is built will last. The Great Triangle, formed by the precise alignment of the lifeline, headline, and Mercury line, grants its bearer an uncommon calm in moments of chaos. These individuals do not react impulsively when pressure rises. Instead, their awareness sharpens. They see structure where others see disorder, cause where others see coincidence. Long before confusion escalates into crisis, they sense the fault line. Long before deception reveals itself publicly, they feel the imbalance internally. This is not paranoia or suspicion, it is pattern recognition refined through clarity. The fortune of the triangle is problem-solving luck. It is the ability to neutralize challenges before they erupt, to resolve tension before it damages systems, relationships, or lives. Rather than attracting dramatic rescues, these individuals prevent disasters from occurring at all. Their presence stabilizes environments. Their thinking introduces coherence. They instinctively move toward roles and disciplines that require depth, precision, and responsibility. Science, architecture, medicine, healing arts, strategic leadership, and complex systems where one error can ripple outward. In turbulent times, they become the eye of the storm, not untouched by difficulty, but centered within it. They speak when clarity is needed, remain silent when restraint is wiser, and act only when action will restore balance. They are not loud visionaries, but reliable anchors. Not seekers of attention, but creators of stability. Wherever the triangle appears, it marks a soul entrusted with discernment, the rare ability to hold reason steady while the world wavers around them. Before we move forward, take a quiet moment to reflect on what you've just heard. The triangle does not call attention to itself, it reveals itself through how you think, how you respond under pressure, and how often you are the one bringing order where others feel overwhelmed. If this description resonates with you, if you recognize this calm clarity or problem-solving presence within yourself, pause and acknowledge it. This kind of wisdom is rarely named, yet deeply felt. If this section spoke to you, support the message by liking the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. What part of this felt most familiar to your own life experience? Or, if words feel unnecessary, simply type, "I carry clarity within chaos" to anchor this awareness before we continue into the next revelation. Section 7. The Sacred Geometry of Destiny. Nostradamus did not regard those who carry the triangle as passive beneficiaries of fate, waiting for fortune to arrive from the outside. He saw them as architects of reality itself, individuals entrusted with the sacred geometry of destiny. These are not people swept up by collective fear, illusion, or emotional contagion. They possess an innate psychic protection, a natural resistance to mass hysteria, and an internal order that remains intact even when the external world becomes unstable. Where others are pulled into confusion, triangle bearers remain centered, alert, and quietly discerning. Their awareness is structured, not reactive. Their perception is grounded, not easily distorted. The true gift of the triangle is endurance. This mark does not promise dramatic rises followed by collapse, nor fleeting success that evaporates under pressure. Instead, it grants the ability to build what lasts. Triangle bearers tend to create stable relationships rooted in mutual respect rather than dependency. They gravitate toward secure vocations that reward consistency, competence, and integrity over spectacle. Their inner peace does not come from avoidance or denial, but from truth they have tested, lived, and embodied. Even in hardship, they do not fracture internally. They adapt without losing themselves. At a deeper level, their role in the world is profoundly stabilizing. Triangle bearers are here to bring order to chaos, not through control, but through clarity. They instinctively simplify what has become tangled, translate complexity into understanding, and restore coherence where systems or people have lost their way. In times of upheaval, they function as quiet anchors, establishing islands of reason in a turbulent world. Their presence reassures without preaching, guides without dominating, and endures without seeking recognition. In this way, the triangle fulfills its highest purpose, not to dazzle, but to sustain, not to escape the storm, but to become the structure that allows others to survive it. These symbols were never meant to weigh you down or separate you from others. They are not tests, warnings, or burdens you must carry alone. They are confirmations, quiet, enduring reminders that something intentional was placed within you long before you learned to question your own strength. Each mark speaks a different language, yet all tell the same truth: you were prepared for this life. The X is not pressure, it is your crown and your shield. It represents moral clarity, inner authority, and the ability to stand upright when chaos surrounds you. The M is not luck, it is co-creative power, the capacity to align thought, emotion, action, and destiny into something that builds rather than consumes. The star is not fantasy, it is your moment of illumination, when preparation meets timing and your light becomes visible to the world. And the triangle is not rigidity, it is wisdom made stable. Discernment that protects you from noise, manipulation, and collapse. Together, these signs declare why you are able to remain grounded when others panic, why you instinctively seek meaning when others seek distraction, and why you are drawn to build something lasting rather than chase something fleeting. You were not designed merely to survive turbulent times, but to bring coherence into them, to lead without domination, to stabilize without force, and to see clearly when others are overwhelmed. These marks are the universe's promise to you. A promise that nothing essential was withheld. A promise that your sensitivity, your endurance, your insight, and your timing are not accidents. You were given exactly what you need to live with purpose, to shape destiny consciously, and to move through life protected, prepared, and awake without needing permission to trust yourself. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment below and affirm it by typing, "I honor the mark and the mission I was given." If this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel now. Each video on the channel is not just knowledge, but a reminder to help you remember your true nature, understand the path you are on, and enter life with greater awareness, protection, and clear direction. Click subscribe, turn on notifications, and continue your journey of discovering your soul's mission with us.